Hey guys, happy Autism Awareness Month. I thought this would be the perfect time to share with you about how I tried to make sure that Brian and I had the best consultation ever at a doctor's office. And guys, it turned out to be the worst doctor's visit that I have ever had in my life so far. I hope I never have another one. So stay tuned, buckle up. This video may take 15-20 minutes, but I just wanted to share with you this life experience. So stay tuned. Let's get into it. Okay, guys. So there was a time, this has been, oh my goodness, several years ago. I can't even remember 18, 19, 20. I don't know. This happened maybe about 5 to 7 years ago. There's a time when I wanted Brian to have a certain procedure. So I wanted to have a consultation with the doctor's office. So I always, prepare the world for Brian. So I let them know, call the doctor's office to set up the appointment, say, hey, he's on the autism spectrum and I'm his mom. He's this age, but I'm also his legal guardian. And I fax the guardianship papers. And also, I have to prepare Bryant for the world, right? So Bryant suffers from anxiety. So I always let him know, hey, buddy, on this day, we're going to do this. It's going to happen like this so that he can be prepared. So I let him know that we were going to the doctor's office and we were just going to quote unquote talk to the doctor. So I did all my homework, guys. I did all the preliminary work to prepare for this doctor's visit. So on the day of the doctor's visit, everything went according to plan at my house. Brian, we ate breakfast, he groomed himself, and so we go to the doctor's office. So we get to the doctor's office. We check in, then you pay the co-payment, and then we went and had a seat. So guys, this is where it starts to go downhill, right? So after 15 minutes, nothing. It's just crickets. After 30 minutes, nothing. It's just crickets. They haven't called us. Um, After 45 minutes of just waiting, I'm livid, okay? Because I shouldn't have to ask you what's going on. You should have the courtesy to say, hey, the doctor is whatever happened. The doctor can't get to you right now. It may be another 15-20 minutes. I do apologize for the wait. So after about 45 minutes, I go up there, I ask what's wrong, and I get, oh, the doctor is the only one here today. And as you can see, they brought someone in on a stretcher and we have to attend to the emergencies first. Okay, fine. I get that, but you still should have told me that. I should not have to tell you that. So I go back and sit down. I'm miffed, but I continue to wait some more. Now, guys, in hindsight, which is always 2020, of course I should have left, right? I should have left, but I was so vested in the day. I had taken off work. I had prepared Brian, and his whole schedule had changed, so I didn't. I didn't leave. But I did make up my mind that if they didn't come and see me soon, like we were just gonna be done. Like it was gonna be over. All right, guys. So an hour into the visit, I was done. I started preparing Brian to leave, right? And so what I did was I'm like, hey, buddy, this is not working out. So we're gonna have to leave, okay? And you're gonna have to come and see the doctor another time. And then Brian started asking me questions like, Mama, We gotta leave. And I'm like, yeah, buddy, this is not working out. And so we hem haw a few more minutes. And guys, before I could go and get my co-payment back, guess who bebops through the door? It's the nurse. Okay. She calls our name and she has the door open, right? She's standing in the doorway between the waiting room and the room that goes back to where we see the doctor. And guys, the visit got even worse. So as we get close to her, we are directly in front of her. She has an audience because she has the door open, and her audience is the people behind the front desk, right? This helper says, she looks at Brian and she goes, "Are we gonna have the whole time?" Woo, baby! When I tell you, I wanted to cuss this heifer out from A to Z, up and down, sideways, diagonal. I wanted to just let her have it. But guys, I know me. So I'm much better now with my temper. Years ago, if you would come for me, like I would just, it's like, okay, if you came for me, I saw it as you were trying to destroy me, and I wasn't gonna let you win. And so, baby, I will go in, okay? And one of my former bosses, one of the wisest men that I know, he said, "Amy, don't ever get that angry." Like, he said, "Your blood pressure is through the roof right now." He said, "I know it is without even checking it." He said, "You could have a heart attack or a stroke." So I try not to get a certain level of anger, because it's once I do, it's hard for me to come down. Child, I'm too old for that, right? But what I do have to work on is when people do, do ugly things. I need to learn how to handle that right quick, which I'm still a work in progress and I'm working on it. So, anywho, she said that ugly thing. And again, I should have left at that moment, but I didn't. Again, I'm vested. I'm just trying to get to see the doctor. So we go back to the office, right? I let that so and so have it. I didn't curse her out, but this is what I asked her. I said, in the meanest voice that I could, I said, "Why did you say that ugly remark to my son?" And she goes into, apologetic mode. She didn't mean it. "Oh, I'm so sorry. I am looking here and seeing that he is special needs, but I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that." You know what, guys? In that moment, maybe she didn't mean it. I was upset because we had to wait so long to see this freaking doctor. Um, and maybe she didn't mean it, right? I've actually had to apologize to people I genuinely like. Like, I'll try to like just make them feel at ease, try to make a joke, which I'm horrible at. And I've literally had to apologize to people because it just didn't come out right. So we got through that ugly moment. Okay. It was ugly. It was just that added on to me waiting and then to be greeted with this stupid crap. And so we're over that. And now we go to a room. So she moves us to a room. So we move to the room and I hear the doctor kikiing. Um, but Brian, he immediately, he has to go to the restroom. So I open the door. He goes to the restroom, and um, I could hear the doctor just laughing and kikiing with the patient in the next room. Like these walls are paper thin, right? So Brian comes back from the restroom, and I started to speak. And guys, it got silent on the next room, right? And this is what I said to Brian. I said, "Brian, I'm going to the restroom." I said, "If that doctor is not back, we're going. Okay. And so Brian was like, we gonna leave, Mom? I said, yep, we're going to leave. So guys, I went to the restroom. And when I got out the restroom, the doctor and the patient were in the hallway. Okay. They were in the hallway still laughing and kikiing it up. And so and I looked at him like he crazy, and he looked at me. And again, here we go. The visit got even worse. So guys, the doctor comes into the office, right? And clearly he's picking up on my mad energy. Child, you know what? I don't care. He's picking up on my mad energy, and he starts to questioning me again the reason for the visit. So I tell him I'm here because I have a concern about such and such, and I tell him what I want. This son of a gun says, well, what does his father think about this? And I'm like, his father? I said, I'm his legal guardian. And he goes, yeah, I know that, but in the past, doctors have gotten a bad reputation for the procedure that you are inquiring about. And guys, what he was referring to without saying it was the eugenics movement, right? And now I'm gonna have to do a whole video about the eugenics movement. But anyway, he was referring to the eugenics movement, and without saying it. And so I said, "Are you referring to the eugenics movement?" And he goes, "Yes, I'm referring to the eugenics movement." I'm like, "I'm not. This is not what this is about, sir." And so I told him again what was about. So, guys, to keep this in context, let me tell you, right? So you can pick it up without me actually giving you the reason for Brian's visit. I used to work for a health department, and there was a young lady. So I saw some very disturbing things at the health department with young children. But anyway, this particular moment, this involved a young girl. She wasn't even 16, guys. She was a young teenager. Probably she may have been 13 or 14 or 12. But anyway, she was pregnant and she was mentally challenged. And her mom said, we think we know who the father of the baby is, but she would not tell us, right? And she said, and this man is married. And guys, I never forgot about that. And I can't be with Brian 24/7. I'm not. And so I'm very much aware that there are people who will prey upon him. I mean, let's just call it a thing. So I'm trying my best to make things just to put things in place so that when I'm not here to keep an eye on him, then um, he can live the best life possible. So that's why I was my reason for the visit, right? Not the freaking eugenics movement. It didn't have anything to do with that. So, guys, that was it. That was like the gist of the whole visit. Um, After we talked about the eugenics movement, he was like, I will let you know. And I'm like, boy, bye. You know darn well you ain't gonna let me know jack. The whole idea of the consultation was you for give me an answer right here and now. And you gotta think about it, boy, bye. And trust and believe, I don't want you working on my son no way. I don't like you, I don't like your staff, I don't like nothing about you. So when we got home, the visit was over. So when we got home, I got this survey. And so, as a side note, guys, I've only gotten a survey from a doctor, I don't know, maybe twice. But every time, well, if a doctor sends you a survey, it's because the visit didn't go as expected, right? I got one from my ophthalmologist one time and from somebody else, but the visit didn't go as planned. So I opened the little survey, and they wanted to know basically what happened. And again, I wasn't mean. I was just as diplomatic as ever. But I'm like, your receptionist staff did this, didn't have the courtesy to say we're running behind. Your nurse said this, which was horrible. And then the doctor himself, which I was talking to him in third person, but said the doctor was, he said blah, blah, blah. I came for a consultation and I did everything that I could to make the visit smooth. And guys, bottom line, I was treated poorly. So that, right? That was the end of the doctor's visit. It was horrible. But I always try to take lessons from everything. And so, what was the lesson learned from this horrible experience? There would be people um, in the doctor's office. I've run into it before, which I'll do another video. They may not act nice, right? And so, any doctor, just if they're treating me badly, the lesson learned, girl, leave as quickly as possible. And then the main lesson is, and it goes back to leaving as quickly as possible. A lot of times people don't want you in their space. They don't. They don't want you in their space for whatever reason, right? They may not like the way you look. They just may not like your ethnicity. They may not like that you're special needs. They just don't like you. And so a lot of times, as far as the businesses, a lot of times people legally have to accept you, because legally when you're a business, you're not supposed to discriminate. You're not supposed to. But guess what people do? They treat you badly so that you will leave. Um, I did a video, and I will link it in the description, of how Brian got kicked out of like 5 daycares. And I would tell the administrators, like, hey, my son is special needs, right? And they would accept him. And I'm like, can you, do you accept children with special needs? Oh yeah. We accept children with special needs. Guys, what do you think happened after 2 weeks? They kicked him out. And then I finally caught on. I'm like, well, really? Just say that you don't have the staff to accept someone with special needs. Or, like I said, I told somebody, put a sign up. I'm trying not to curse. Put a sign up. If you're this, don't come in my business. If you're that, don't come in my business. But of course they won't, because they will be discriminating and they don't want to get sued. So again, lesson learned was, a lot of times people don't want you in their space, and they will give you the worst experience possible so that you will say, well, I don't want to be here. Guys, I got the worst experience possible from the reception staff, the nurse, and the doctor. So needless to say, I will never go there again. So that concludes my first ever story time about the worst doctor visits ever. My daughter was like, "Mom, you're supposed to be more casual. They do story times in a car. You're not supposed to have on a blazer." But whatever. My turban is casual. But seriously, guys, if you've watched to the end, thank you so much. We've had power surges today, so it has taken me hours just to do this video. So thank you for watching to the end. And leave in the comments if you have ever like had a bad experience at a doctor's office. I really want to hear from you, okay? And let me know what other kind of content you'd like to see. All right, guys, so that's it. So until next time.